Hello, this is Matthew Robert Payne, and I've got 1,600 Christian videos on YouTube, and this may be a new video for you. I've written 50 Christian books, and they're all self-published on Amazon, and I've got a couple of books called Michael Jackson Speaks from Heaven, a Divine Revelation, and Michael Jackson Speaks from Heaven, a Divine Revelation, Book 2. My history with Michael, some people would see me as a medium. Some people who may watch this may not know that a Christian can see people who've departed. We've got the famous case of Jesus going up to the Mount of Transfiguration and meeting with Elijah and Moses. When Jesus died and resurrected, a whole lot of saints from the Bible came out of their tombs and appeared in Jerusalem or were seen by many people. So it is possible for a believer to meet a saint from heaven. And so my history, just briefly with Michael, was I was watching the DVD, This Is It, where Michael was rehearsing a concert and made a DVD behind the scenes called This Is It. And I was watching that after he died because I had an interest in Michael. And he appeared in my living room and began to sing and dance to the DVD. So as the songs came on, he would sing and dance in the songs. And my first reaction to him was, I said, why would you visit me? You're the king of pop. And his answer to me was like a divine answer. He said, and you're best friends with the King of Kings, and he sent me. And so that was an answer. I thought I wasn't worthy to meet Michael Jackson. He was somewhat of a star, and I didn't feel worthy of meeting him myself. But what Jesus had in mind was for me to develop a relationship with him from heaven, from him visiting from heaven, and eventually writing books. So I've got 2 books so far. The first book I did myself. The second book I did with another prophet, Nicola Whitehall, and we both interviewed him. And there's books coming in the future. So I heard the news leaving Neverland, Leaving Neverland. I didn't see the documentary. I tried to see the documentary, but I couldn't get it for free on YouTube. And I looked it up, and where I buy DVDs, I couldn't get it there. So I didn't see it, but the news of Leaving Neverland, of a couple of people coming out and saying they were sexually abused by Michael, really disturbed me, really upset me. So it's taken a while. It's taken Michael to actually talk to me today. I was watching a video where Brooke was a good friend of Michael Jackson's, and Holy Spirit, God led me to this video. I don't know how I got to this video, and I was watching it, and just as she spoke, and I'll put the video in the comments. You can watch the video and watch what Brooke Shields says about Michael Jackson, and maybe it'll be reinforced. But years ago, when I was younger, when Michael Jackson was accused of pedophilia, I think Macaulay Culkin or some person had a law case, a civil law case. It wasn't a criminal law case. He's never been charged with a criminal law case, but it was a civil law case where someone privately sues you. And Michael settled out of court. And when that went on, I had a relationship with Jesus. And I have had a relationship with Jesus since I was about 12 years of age. And as a prophet, someone who becomes a prophet is someone who's got a good conversational relationship with Jesus up and down. I can have two-way conversations with God and Jesus. I've got 3 books, Conversations with God, book 1, book 2, and book 3, and you can read those books and see how I've typed out a conversation that I've had between me and God. So I've got this two-way communication device with God and Jesus. And when Michael was getting accused of that, it was going through the court, I asked Jesus, was that true? Did Michael actually sexually abuse children, or was he just like a little child and putting children in his bed, but it was totally innocent? It was just like 2 little children friends. And Jesus said, you already know the answer to that. And I pushed Jesus and I said, did he abuse people? I don't think he did. And Jesus said, no, he didn't. And so that's what I heard. You can actually know someone and want to ask them a question, but it's rude to ask them the question. So people have asked me since this news came out, have you talked to Michael? Did this really happen? And when a close friend, someone that you owe an answer to, asked me, I said, I don't need to ask Michael. I asked Jesus years ago, and Jesus said he wasn't guilty of that. One of the child actors that has stood by Michael, I forget his name, Corey Feldman, I think, that might be his name, said that these pedophiles can't help themselves, that whenever they get a chance to abuse, they can't keep their hands off children. They can't show restraint. They're just like creepy Joe Biden. You see all the pictures. You just got to look up pedophile Joe Biden. In all the pictures and video, he's always touching little children. And, that's the sort of person they're going to try and elect president. But there's videos on Joe Biden of how many times he's touching little children on the breast and sidling up to young girls and touching girls. This is what Corey Feldman said, that a pedophile, when they're like that, they can't restrain themselves. And he said, there was never any sexual impropriety between him and Michael Jackson, and none of the children he knew ever got abused by Michael either. And he said it's, when you meet the creeps, they can't keep their hands off you. They can't show restraint. And so I like that. But as I went and had a shave and got without the whiskers, getting ready for the video, Michael followed me in whilst into the bathroom when I had a shave. And he said, I didn't do it, Matthew. I didn't do it. So I've got Jesus, I've got Corey Feldman swearing that these pedophiles can't keep their hands off children, and he never knew of anyone who'd been abused, and he'd never been touched. And I've got Michael's word for it. So the reason why I didn't come out and say that I interviewed Michael again and talked to Michael again, and he said that he didn't do it, it's because I've been so personally hurt. I suppose if someone said that your mother had an affair while she was married to your father, and you always seen your mother as someone faithful, bad news with someone that you really love, it creates this tension that you don't want to talk about the actual subject. And I was just reminded as I was watching this video that I'll post in the description tag of what a beautiful person Michael is. So I'm convinced that these people have been paid for these interviews, that have come out and said what they did. I believe Jesus, when he said it years ago, I believe Jesus now, who's saying for me to do this video. I believe what Michael says now, and if you talk to anyone who knows him, who really knew him, he's one of the most innocent people. Now, what would be the reason why? People say where there's smoke, there's fire. What would be the reason? Well, people are always coming against people with money. People are motivated to say things and do things for money and try and extort people. I feel that I heard a report the other day on a YouTube video saying that there's always allegations about Michael whenever the Illuminati or the media want to distract people. When something major is happening in the world and they want to distract the news cycle, something about Michael comes out, and the whole world talks about that for a couple of days. Michael was involved with the Illuminati. I've been watching a few films lately, YouTube videos, and it seems that nearly everyone in Hollywood and the music industry have been involved in witchcraft and involved in the Illuminati. You could say I'm a conspiracy theorist now. That's like something they throw at people. And it's really saddening to hear, but you listen to people who are doing reports and you see them all doing these Illuminati signs, and you see all these actors doing these signs and doing these Illuminati gestures. And you can see when you just look at those three signs, there's so many. This sign too. There's so many, or this 666. There's so many actors and singers that do those signs. And so Michael started to speak out against the Illuminati. He came out against them. He left Sony. And because he was speaking out and he wasn't playing the game, it's mentioned in book 1, Michael said that they killed him. And many people get sacrificed and killed by the Illuminati. I've got a really powerful angel that lives in my house, and none of the Masons or Illuminati can astral travel into my house, but I wouldn't speak out against them otherwise. So that's my truth about Michael Jackson and pedophilia. Michael is a wonderful person. He's beautiful. In no way did I make this video to sell the books that I've written about him. People, 20 to 30 people find those books every month, which isn't a lot of people, but people really get blessed that he's in heaven. They find out about things in heaven. I was very interested to find out that Michael's getting mentored by a Christian prophet, Kim Clement, who died, and he's getting taught to write revival sort of music that Christian songwriters are going to be able to be inspired by Michael's music and write the melodies and the tunes and the lyrics of songs that Michael has written. Michael's written a few hit songs in heaven so far that have been the best song. They have voting every week for the best worship song and the best contemporary song each week. And Michael's won the best worship song a couple of times and the best contemporary song once, and he's come second on the second best worship song for a week. So that's what he's up to so far. So you got musicians in heaven that have been in heaven for 6,000 years, and they're good musicians, and they're very hard to beat. And Michael's just a man of excellence. I heard it recently in an interview that Michael did, that he used to write 120 songs for every album that he released, and he picked his best songs for each album, but he used to write 120 songs for every album. He said that in the video where he was announcing that he was leaving Sony. Michael's wonderful. If you want to see Michael and spend time with Michael, I'd encourage you to give your life to Jesus and live a proper Christian life. I don't feel that I'm anyone special. I've met Mary, the mother of Jesus, and if you're Catholic in your faith, I've met her a few times in visions. She's come to my house. The saint that I've met the most is Mary Magdalene. I've met her about 300 times, and she it's possible to bilocate, which is a Christian term, but it's possible to be on earth and in heaven at the same time. So often when I go out, I share prophecies with people. I tell them things about their life. It's just like having a clairvoyant walk up to you and give you a message. Well, a prophet has got the same gift. He just gets it from a different source, gets the information. So Mary comes with me as I walk the streets and stuff, and she's with me a lot of the time. So I've met her hundreds of times, and if you look up my name, Matthew Robert Payne, on Amazon, you'll see I've got 50 books, and about 10 of the books I've done interviews with saints from heaven. I feel that I'm going to do quite a number of books from Michael, and I just wanted to clear his name. But first of all, I needed to get into a space. I needed to be directed by the Holy Spirit, which is the Spirit of God, the life force of God. I needed to do it not in my own, like jump on the internet and do a message like this. I needed to be prepared, and I needed God to direct it and inspire me to do it. And today I was inspired and directed by God. So I just want to finish with this. There's a tremendous amount of pedophilia in Hollywood and in government circles, and I feel I've heard that Trump is going to expose a lot of that, and I hope that he does. But even if Michael did molest children, which we feel is one of the most abhorrent crimes. I was molested when I was young. Even if he did, it's the death of Jesus Christ and his innocent blood. Isn't that good enough for someone to go to heaven? If we understand that, they did a study, they did a Woodrow Commission in Australia, like a government independent commission. They found that 20% of judges in Australia were pedophiles. 1 in 5 judges. I'd say the same would happen in the United States. All these people in power, all these Illuminati power brokers that run behind the scenes of government and Hollywood, they're all busy abusing, and they get you into that abusing style. Even Justin Bieber said, in an interview that they wanted him to molest a child to take him to a new level. Even if Michael did, now I've got Jesus and Michael and the other guy, Corey Philman's sort of testimony to say that he didn't, but even if he did, could he be forgiven? Could Jesus forgive him? Could he actually go to heaven? You know, I'm sure if he did, he'd tell me to tell you, yes, that's true, I did do that. But he's saying that he didn't. Jesus told me years ago that he didn't. And Corey Feldman seems to think that Michael wasn't that sort of guy, and he never showed that around him. So I hope that clears it up. I don't know if 50 people are going to watch this or 10,000. I didn't really do it for the number of views. I just, you could just say it's my opinion and my truth on Michael Jackson and pedophilia. So I pray that you may look at other videos of mine if you choose. I pray that you get to know Jesus Christ. If you want to hear from Michael, I suggest you read those 2 books that I've written. But once again, this video isn't to promote my books. All my books are 99 cents on Kindle. I'm not really after money. I'm after producing things that give a testimony of Jesus and build Jesus' name. And I've got a book by Princess Diana too. And I've done an interview with Princess Diana and Mary Magdalene. So go ahead and read some of my books if that interests you. And I'd be very interested, even in the bad responses, whatever you thought of this video, I'd be encouraged to hear what you have to say in the comments, and I'll read all the comments. Until I see you again, see you later.